That's how bad it is. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 103 of the KBMOD podcast. It's going to be a good one. We have Alex joining us this week, which is exciting. Alex?
Oh, is that my cue?
Yeah, that's that's your cue. Oh boy.
Were you queuing? I don't.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just waiting for him to say something, but
Jesus.
most people are watching the cast so they can see that he's wearing his Neo glasses. So
Listen, I'm here at all, so
yeah, that's true. We've got Brandon, we've got Blacklightattack, Nick, we've got John, and we've got Dan. Nick's under the weather today, and yeah, let's 103. I think it was mistitled 104, but are they starting to blend together, Daniel, a little bit? Is that
maybe?
Is that happening?
Yeah.
After 100, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
3 digits.
It's just a haze.
I can't count this high normally.
What are we gonna do when we hit 1,000? God.
I'll be here.
Suicide
Look
pact?
at Tegan's tweet, gentlemen. Fucking well done.
Oh boy.
Oh
Sweet
my
fucking
God.
well fucking done, Tegan.
It's
Excellent work.
You've managed to put the ultimate troll together. in
Wow.
one
Well
tweet.
done.
What is the origin of the Will Smith picture? Who
I
started
don't even
it?
worry about
John?
it.
I feel
What?
like it was John. But
No. I think it was
Anion did it all
Anion.
the
Anion,
time.
Yeah,
essentially.
it was Anion. Okay, that's what I thought because he was.
Anion did it randomly, and then me and Brandon just decided
Listen,
that
when
this
you
was the
strike
thing that would
gold,
be
you
happening.
know it. You know when it happens, and that was when it happened.
You and I have different definitions of gold striking, I think. But
Anion started, and we're going to carry Anion to victory, rather.
Yeah.
We're actually rebranding KBMOD to Will Smith.
Will Smith
Willard Christopher
LLC. Coming.
Willard Christopher Smith Jr.
We're working on acquiring the trademark rights to his name.
He's gonna be so mad when he finds out. It's gonna be good.
He's gonna be so mad when he finds out we do with his name.
in case you're listening and not watching the cast, just type in Will Smith, and it's probably the first picture that comes up on Google now that John and Brandon and Anion have had their way with the internet. So, holy crap.
We've confirmed that when you Google Will Smith on Google Glass, it is in fact the picture that comes up.
Holy.
Oh God, there's another
Wow.
one. Anyway,
All right. Well, what's been going on this week? Let's start with Alex because
He's a gamer now. Alex plays
I
games
heard
again.
that he played some.
I've been up
Counter-Strike
till
this week.
7 a.m. the past 2 nights gaming.
wow,
Wow.
Making up
done
for lost
well.
time.
nice. So, what were you playing then?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I haven't slept.
This is gonna be a short conversation.
Well, that was it, guys.
Well,
Thanks for
all
coming
right.
out to episode
Thanks for
103.
being here.
Thanks. The Alex Cast. Will Smith Limited. Oh, we played Brandon, John, Willard Smith Jr. We played the Just Cause 2 multiplayer beta, the Faction Wars, new Faction Wars mode. And
So good.
we held it down for KB Mod. Except when we didn't. But
We went to war with the devs.
we went to war with the
first,
devs.
That was the first team we went to war with. It was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go attack the dev army. Fucking worst idea. It was so fucking dumb.
You didn't see what happened when you left, John. We went down to the little island that they had every single post in, and we took like 4 or 5, and we're like, oh, they're not going to come back. They came back.
Yeah, all of a sudden 3 helicopters in the air. And it's like these helicopters cost a lot of money. Like how does this well, of course, how do they have all the money? That's the devs.
They're
so
devs, yeah.
we picked the wrong
And
fight.
they're not those kind of devs that's like, oh, let the other people play. You know, we made the game. No, they're not with that.
So you can actually take territory and stuff now. Or well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
this weekend was
harbors,
the first test.
airports, bases, and villages.
It wasn't working at all on Saturday or on Friday night, and the devs like worked around the clock to fix their script, and it was working perfectly last night. It was awesome.
Yeah, but they must have had more problems with it because it's actually not up right now. Only the free roam server is up. But last night it was working perfectly, and it's way different. It feels a lot different than the free roam because you can't teleport to wherever you want. Like, you either have to own bases and you can spawn at the bases you own, or you can just have a random world spawn. So it feels like there's a lot more permanence. Like John said earlier, it's like PlanetSide, but better.
Yeah.
But not shitty. And you don't have to pay for anything at all.
Well, it's like PlanetSide, except it's just like a beautiful
Beautiful game and
environment.
and acceptable frame rates and things like that. So
God, what a game! I didn't get any of it in this weekend, but
You should have played with us, because like especially this faction wars thing, it's like the more people you have, the more fun it becomes, because no one seemed to really want to ally with us. So it was just, we had like 5 or 6 people on trying to hold down an island, and constantly people come and trying to take it back. So the more people you have, clearly, the better chance you have to actually stake your claim.
how was hit detection?
Good sometimes and horrid others.
Yeah,
you can have a guy
hard.
standing. You
Yeah.
can have a guy standing in front of you at one moment, and you put a full clip into him and do nothing, and then another guy you can snipe from 500 yards away and shoot him in the face. Usually that's your teammate when that happens, because I shot a rocket at Dakota the other night from like 500 yards away and killed him.
That's cool though, because he signed his death warrant when he crashed the helicopter.
Yeah, yeah. We captured all of this shit. We built up a ton of money, and we bought one of the really expensive attack helicopters with guns, and then Dakota crashed it into the ocean. So,
Wow.
What a dick!
it might have been the hardest I've laughed in a
I was
year.
full on crying.
I was crying.
We were trying to take an oil rig, and he actually crashed it just right into the water.
But I think he also booted everyone out of it first.
How do you whiff
attempted
an
to fly
oil
it.
rig? That's a rather large object. I mean, Jesus.
As it turns out, he was in the passenger seat. He switched from the driver's seat to the passenger seat.
He just
and
rode
crashed
it into the ground.
Jesus Christ.
So for those that don't know about why I'm asking about the hit detection, those guys had to actually build hit detection in this mod, because it doesn't exist, because there's no multiplayer. So it used to be horrendous, like super terrible. So it sounds like they have improved it a bit.
They have
Yeah,
improved it
it's
significantly.
definitely better, way better than
It's-
it used to be. It's just still a little wonky because
And even if it doesn't get any better, it's tolerable now. Like, it doesn't inhibit your fun like it did before.
Yeah.
It could obviously be better, and that would make the game just a little bit better. But as of right now, like, it's tolerable, and I don't get very angry about it.
Right.
Is
Yeah,
it on
it's-
par with Counter-Strike Source? That's the question.
Probably better than Counter-Strike Source.
Oh, God. That's embarrassing.
Because you actually aim at the person instead of where they were 3 seconds ago. So
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's
and
flavor.
they also, in addition to the faction wars, they put up the free roam server again this weekend, which is just kind of the normal
Yeah.
Just Cause 2 multiplayer that we've had before. And but they changed it this weekend. So on Friday
Oh, God.
night, when they put it up, they added this boost for boats and cars. And the boost at first last weekend was pretty mild, and it was like, oh, that's cool. You get a little bit of boost. And then on Friday they upped it, a little bit more, and I was like, oh, this is really nice. Now you can actually use the
shitty-
slower
yeah.
cars and the slower boats that are normally just a waste of time. And then on Saturday night they upped it to just utterly ridiculous proportions, where the boost, now you can basically fly in anything. Any boat, any car. If you go off a jump, you can fly by holding down the boost button.
And you will drive a boat on the road. If you jump onto the road, you will continue to drive on the road in the boat.
Yeah, so like we would get the huge barge boat, and then just hold down the boost and just like drive it on the road and through trees, because that's something you can do.
I love that
Awesome.
game. God.
It's incredible.
See, it's exactly why we've talked about this a little bit before. Why they've already said that Just Cause 3 is coming at some point, and they've said they want to do multiplayer, but it just won't be as good. It just
No,
won't.
because
Well-
they're going to take it seriously. These
I think
these
it
guys.
might be, though. I think it might be. Like, I think the Just Cause devs, they've clearly taken notice of what these guys have done with the multiplayer mod, and like fully given them their blessing with it. I have to think they're taking notes on like what is working and what isn't with Just Cause 2,
It has
because
to
like
be-
this is what Just Cause 3 should be, like a polished version of this.
It just has to be like, if you take the batshit insanity out, it just becomes another open world game. Like, but you have to just have like 3,000 man servers and just like all that shit. If they start limiting it or doing anything like that, or even stopping cheaters and griefers like in that game. No, just no rules. The Wild West is what that should
Well,
be.
I think
for,
the
like,
challenge they had initially was figuring out what objective they were going to come up with to make the game worthwhile. And this Faction Wars thing seems like a pretty good first stab at it.
Yeah.
As far as like
Yeah.
basically making it a never-ending land grab kind of thing, like Planetside is. Like that's a really intriguing thing because just on Panau, I think there's 370 bases in their
Jesus.
Faction Wars mod. So if you actually have time to develop a game around that and put 500 or 1,000 bases, like that's people are never going to get tired of that.
Yeah. God.
And like infrastructure, like we were taking an oil rig, and that gets you to have the oil rig gets you more money to buy things. But if it actually like if you somehow could cut off the oil supply to other regions and that somehow affected them in a negative way, I mean that would just it would up the ante on all your fights and what
Your
you
mind
wanna get.
races at all the different things they could do with like strategic objectives.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're gonna have, but part of the reason that you guys seem to like it so much is, like you were saying, Dan, the wild, wild west of it.
Right.
Obviously, like the insanity, like that has a certain charm of putting a rig, I'm sure, a huge boat on the fucking land and boosting it across the map. Like, so like that seems to me even like a harder balance to not fuck it up in a third game, where it's like, because then as soon as you start putting too many objectives, people will be like, well, this isn't fun anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely a challenge when you have something
it's
that's like
different-
this
it's
crazy.
different. It's different fun for different people. Like I bet
Yeah.
this Faction Wars mod scratches a very different itch for people than just the open world. I'm gonna boost this barge at 800 kilometers an hour across the map. Like those
Yeah.
are two different people enjoying
But
those two mods.
The thing is that the free roam will lose its luster with people eventually. Like doing stupid shit
can
and having
see
no
that.
objective to your game will eventually get boring. It might take a long time because it's fucking awesome, but a year from now, people will probably be like, "Yeah, I don't really care about boosting my boat off of an island
Yeah.
5 miles inland." But people will always be able to go in and find something to do and get into an engagement that's like intriguing to them in Faction Wars, I think.
Yeah. No, I can totally see that. I mean, the main reason I've been okay with just the free roam for this long is because you only get it, a few weekends,
Yeah.
at least so far out of the year. So I'm not sick of that because I can't play it all the time. But
And it's always fun when you introduce someone new to it and they first see it. Like Alex, just the fact that Alex hadn't played it before was more fun than anything because he didn't really even know what to expect. It's like knowing that he's just going to experience this for the first time is awesome.
Like Just Cause has since the announcement of that mod, they've probably tripled their sales
Yeah.
of that game.
Yeah,
Just because everybody's like, I'm going to buy this game for $2.99 for this
Yeah,
mod.
that and it's $3.
Yeah, it's like there's no reason to not own that game solely because of that mod. Because
Yep.
the game's so cheap, you need to buy it. To support the developers who are fucking giving these guys the okay to just change their game completely.
Yeah, they could have sued them out of existence had they really wanted to, but
Yeah.
they aren't active.
This is exactly what the guys who made like Ultra IWNet were doing, and look what Activision did. They shut them down. Like these
Well,
guys are saying, "Go ahead, do whatever you want.
I
We
don't know
don't
if
care."
you guys saw on that note, but I didn't have this in the news because it wasn't really news per se. 4 Delta 1 is shutting down operations. So not because of Activision pressure, because they hate the community. That's what the devs said. They hate the community that's built around that game.
Is this a surprise to anybody who's ever played Call of Duty?
No, but that was a different community than the people who just play Call of Duty. 4 Delta 1.
It's
Let
not
me-
much better.
Can I tell you something that I can't?
Tell us
give
something.
any-
Tell us something, Scott.
Just real quick. I may or may not be in contact with multiple people who have played the new Call of Duty, and let me tell you, I cannot wait until it comes out and we get to review it. That's all I can say. That's all I can
I
say.
can't
I
say
bet.
if,
Oh.
I can't tell if that's positive or negative.
No,
I can't tell.
I'll be neutral. I'll be neutral. But holy shit.
Scott, put
Holy
your
shit.
mouth over your blue snowball if it's a positive comment, and put it up your butt if it's negative. And no one will know the difference.
I can't say any more than I think laughs will be had. Many laughs.
Okay,
I was
all right,
in
all right.
tears when said person mentioned some of the things.
By the
to
way,
me,
Scott, I wanted to say it saddened me greatly. I know you don't like to talk about work on here, but to see that the inbox was going to be no more.
Yeah, well, yeah, it saddened me too, as does radio. But that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, I didn't
right
want to.
now.
I didn't want to drag you into that, but I
I
know we have a lot of
They were
fans of
both-
Inbox
I
who
love shooting
watch
those
this as
shows,
well.
and we'll see. I mean, we say they're gone, but the way things flow and move at the company, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily gone forever. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I wish we were still shooting those as well.
Inbox.
But there are a lot of episodes you can go back and watch. Like I said, a lot.
Well,
There are.
we sent them
They're
blueberry
all quite
pancake
good.
mix or blueberry waffle mix one day, so
You
you can go
did.
watch
That's
that
true.
one.
That's true. Still
One of
have
the
that.
most
Me,
epic things.
Justin, and Ernie sent them blue waffles.
Yep.
It was good.
Oh man.
That was pretty epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sad we never actually got to make them on camera. We still have the mixes and everything. We still in the. I don't know if they're good. Actually, that mix probably lasts forever. That stuff.
You
right?
and Sark should just make it and upload it on his channel. He's trying to jumpstart his
true.
channel.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll.
Make
Well,
some waffles, dude.
yeah, we might be able to do that. Maybe.
So, Alex played some Just Cause. Was that about it?
He's
Or
been
did
playing
you-
CS too, buddy.
I'm playing CS. Yeah.
Let's go.
I resent that laugh, John. Okay.
Good. You're a
Well-
gamer. It's good.
Yeah. No, I've been. Scott, put it in your
What?
mouth. Okay. Calm down. I've been really enjoying CS:GO. Okay.
It's good.
Really enjoying it.
Wait, is he shoving it up his ass? I can't. Okay, there it is.
No, it's in his mouth, so it's positive.
That's a positive.
No, CS:GO is great, and I was really good, and then I realized I was in the no ranked matchmaking level, and then when I got up a rank, it gets a little harder, but it's very enjoyable, and I've been playing DayZ. That's it.
Nice. Back on
DayZ still.
I played the DayZ today. That's what I did.
Oh, okay.
He was huge into it when it was. The
Yeah,
hot-
no, I remember.
the hot
Can I just
thing.
say real quick, where is DayZ standalone? It's almost August.
Jesus Christ,
Can we-
Rocket! Get
if
off
we
of Mount
never-
Everest and build a fucking game, you douche. Come on.
Oh man.
It's rough.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be that entitled gamer, but I'm just saying. I need
Rah
that
rah,
DayZ
personal
standalone.
achievements, Mount Everest. Where's my game? You fuck. You know, it's like great. If you want to go be crazy and climb a mountain just for the sake of saying you did it, and when you're dead and no one remembers 100 years from now, that's great. What will last? The fact that you climbed Everest or your fucking game, Rocket? Let's be real, man. The game is gonna last. No one's gonna remember your little achievements, dude. I had a great uncle who was a judge, one of the most famous judges in Connecticut. I don't fucking remember his name. My grandfather, my great grandfather. I don't know shit about him. That was only 50 years ago, for fuck's sake. Make the fucking game, and if I see one more fucking stupid video about technology, oh look at they have different pants on. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Make the game.
I love that you don't remember your grandfather's name.
No, I remember his name. I don't remember anything he did or his achievement. I don't know. Because no one remembers. It's fucked up. He was great. There's a picture of him in fucking courthouses all over Connecticut, and I don't know shit about him. And that might be my own ignorance.
No, that's
Or the
just
fact
not
that people forget in 100 years. You know what I mean? No one gives a shit.
If
about
he
it.
would have been making video games, he would have left a legacy.
That's true.
It's true,
Yeah, he
yeah.
would have something substantial rather than 70 years of community service. Fuck that. So, anyway. Sorry. Got a little fired up there.
Well, Brandon, you've been playing Just Cause. You've been playing anything else? I don't even know what to do right now.
Yeah. Played Just Cause and CS:GO with Alex this weekend. That was fun. We also played. I think Alex was with us. We played some Bad Company 2, which was amazing as always. And just League of Legends ARAMs occasionally. Log on
Only
and
play
do a
him at the
match or two.
office, but
Yeah.
I just play them when I want something that I know is going to be like 30 minutes, and I literally just want to play for 30 minutes, and I'll play one game. And sometimes that's a great experience, and sometimes it's the worst experience ever. And so my mood swings massively, and that's
That must be
I
really
don't know
rough for
why-
whoever you're fucking in your chair at the time. Those mood swings. It's probably really tender or really rough, depending on how the game went.
let's just say there's a reason I'm looking for that exact 30-minute play session.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Oh wow.
I wasn't going to go any deeper, but if you push the issue, we can elaborate.
Brandon, I'm always down for you to elaborate about your sexual exploits. Trust me. Always down.
All right.
Wow, guys.
Wow,
So,
really?
yeah, I found your grandfather.
Did you?
Some guy just did.
Yeah.
Yikes.
There he is.
Yeah, nobody remembers.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody remember that chat link? I don't.
That's
Happened about 30 seconds ago. It's not a video game.
that's not my grandfather. His name is Fisher though. Good job.
Blacklight, what have you been up to?
I've been playing that Marvel, baby. When's Marvel?
You have been playing that Marvel and bitching about it.
Yeah, I'm awful at it. Holy shit. I used to be not really good at Marvel, but I just muted my mic in the middle of my sentence. I was fairly good at Marvel. I was at least good enough to, get on and, maybe win, like, if I played, like, 10 games, I maybe win, like, 5 or 6, maybe 7 on a good day. Now I'm lucky if out of those 10 games I win, like, 2. What
team are you running?
Right now, my team is Rocket Raccoon on point,
well,
obviously.
There's a mistake.
Obviously. Deadpool on middle, and Virgil on anchor, who is probably the only reason I ever win anything.
I was going to say...
level 3 X Factor Virgil for, like,
Virgil
every...
Can make up for those 2 shit characters you're using in front
Yeah,
of him.
pretty much. I mean, like, Deadpool is kind of he doesn't pair well with anything. He doesn't really have any valuable DHCs, but he does have a good OTG assist, and I'm familiar with the character because he was one of my mains in Vanilla. I think my team in Vanilla was Deadpool, Tron, Akuma. Tron-Bone Akuma.
Tron. Yes.
Yeah, she's really fun. She has some really fun combos and stuff. But I don't know. It's infuriating and everything that I expected it to be. I didn't expect my skill to drop so much in the interim between last time I played, which was much longer than I thought it was, and picking it back up. Have you ever like just stepped away from a game that's pretty competitive? Like if I go on a break for like 2 months with TF2, it always takes me maybe a week to get back into the swing of things. Mm-hmm. This is like, not only have I been away for a long time, but I'm not even familiar with the controller anymore. Like I can't, like half the time I can't do Dragon Punch input successfully because I'm not on an 8-gate. I'm not on a 8-way gate on my joystick. I got a 4-way movement gate on my new PS3.
So you're gonna
joystick.
get remembered on that 8-gate, dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever
Fucking
TTG
nuts.
a
50
ROF?
years? In 50 years, is anyone
Have you ever QQK to 4 before? Or 2 to 10?
Are we?
Scott just making up esports acronyms.
I thought that's what we're doing here. HHC, a K. I love that shit.
No, I actually everything I said was real. Everything I said actually held some significance.
Yes,
to
Okay,
people.
that's true.
Gotcha. Sorry.
But yeah,
Disturbing.
yeah, it's kind of upsetting. Anybody who doesn't play Marvel has no idea what I'm talking about. But
No.
basically, I'm getting salty. I'm trying to make Rocket Raccoon work, and just every single time I play the game, I mean, he's just so bad. The
He's
two characters
pretty
that I
bad.
really wanted to play, wanted to play were Rocket Raccoon and Phoenix Wright, and both of them are 2 of the worst characters in the game.
Phoenix
so
Wright is the worst character in that game.
one of the worst. The only one that's considered worst on some tier list, depending on who you ask, is Shenko.
Yeah.
Only worst character. And even then,
Phoenix Wright.
I would debate that.
By the way, 2 Phoenix Wrights made it to top 32 at Evo. 2.
That's kind of awesome.
Phoenix Wrights.
It's kind of awesome that anybody was playing him at all.
Take the
'Cause-
worst character in League of Legends. I don't even know how you would do that, but whatever the worst character is, and that's Phoenix Wright in this game. And 2 people made it all the way.
League is actually, I mean, it's pretty. There are very few like actually useless characters in League, despite them having like 100 characters.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of funny because, like, in Marvel 2, there actually were characters that were literally useless. There was, like, Dan and Roll.
Well,
Roll,
Dan
like,
is useless in every game he's in. Trust
yeah,
me.
I mean, he's a joke character, yeah, but he was
Nipnops?
actually better than Roll. And if you look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tiers, there's, like, God tier, top tier, etc., etc. The very bottom is called Roll tier because only Roll is bad enough to fit in Roll tier. This is Mega Man's sister Roll.
Oh, God.
Only she is that bad in Marvel 2. Kind of interesting, but
But yeah, the whole KBMOD community, well, not the whole thing, obviously, but several of us have been grinding out Street Fighter 4 and realizing how fucking terrible we all are.
oh
long
yeah, I'm
would I-
awful at Street Fighter.
How long would I have to play the game you were just talking about, Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To understand the terms.
You just watch
watch
two
competitively?
tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
Two
like
tournaments?
that.
Yeah, watch like 2 tournaments, and then like there are a lot of good like glossaries
Because
and stuff.
I've never played Marvel, but I know all the terminology just from
Yeah.
watching.
All right.
Yeah, and
I'll
it's
learn
kind of hard to explain what like a delayed hyper combo is unless you actually see one happen. It's
Yeah.
It's
I'm
it's
the
a
same-
long.
99% sure, Nick. If I saw one happen, I would still have no fucking idea.
That's why you have to watch a few tournaments and a few
Alright.
matches before you start to pick up on what's exactly happening.
Marvel's the most fun to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's so flashy and so fun. Playing it is a fucking mess though. It is so hard to
Can
keep your
imagine.
eyes on like there are like 5 characters on the screen at once and like things are just flat like particle effects everywhere. It's insane.
Yeah.
But it's fun still. I still have a lot of fun like when I actually win, which is
How-
never.
How's the netcode on Marvel 3?
Not that bad. It's
I've heard
pretty
it's terrible, but
I mean, it's more connection based. Like you can have a game that's almost perfect if you have a 5-bar, but anything below that, you're
Yeah.
not gonna have a good time. There's really, I mean, Street Fighter 4 is probably the best fighting game in terms of netcode, but even that one has a lot of complaints about it. There's just no comparison to offline versus online play in fighters. It's
Right.
just too precise.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
if you're gonna play
I
online,
mean,
you have to accept the netcode.
unless we get Tim's Walmart internet in the lobbies, we do. It's pretty okay usually, but
This
it's
Walmart internet.
It's more. The problems often occur. I haven't even had problems against people from the UK. The problems only occur when the connection is so bad that the match just drops, and then the match just drops, so you don't even get to play anyway.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any slowdown inside a match yet. But
Yep.
but I am super terrible, and it's really frustrating to me. I don't know why. It's just super frustrating.
It's
I
hard.
am enjoying having a stick much more than using the Xbox controller.
What stick did you buy for your PC?
I bought a Conba Q1. It's like the shittiest Conba stick, but it works on PC and PS3. I mean, it works for my purposes right now fine. I did not want to drop like $150 on a stick and then basically lose interest. So this was $60, and I'm okay with that. And I've played like probably 8 or 9 hours already with it. So
Considering I paid 60 for my PS3 stick, I'm pretty happy with the quality of it.
yeah, no, the quality on this has like been fine, but I'm just saying it's not like some ridiculous stick.
Yeah.
It came with like a lot of good accessories for a cheap stick too. It's got several gates you can change out, and extra buttons and.
I wish
Oh my
I had that. I hate the 4-way gate. It's killing me.
Yeah, I have a 4-way gate in now, but it came with an 8-way, and then also a circle gate.
Fat Attack. Yes, I did get the.
So, yeah, he bought a Hori, I bought a Conba. Mine has 4 buttons, his has
The
3. That's the main
Hori.
difference.
Hori V3.
Yeah.
Nice and clean. What I like about it is that it's got a nice flat faceplate that's going to make it really easy to customize the artwork later on. And I actually have my the original stick that I bought back in the day for Xbox and PC is a standard edition Mad Cat stick, which I custom fitted with Sono parts on.
Yeah, it's a nice stick. I've played on that stick.
The stick itself, the stock parts are so fucking terrible they break within a month. But if you swap it out for some Sono parts, these are the parts they use in arcades, and it's got an 8-way gate on it now, and it's actually pretty goddamn nice. And it's got some custom Deadpool artwork on there that I fitted to it myself. This was a little pet project of mine.
But
If you're listening to the cast, he's holding up a fight
a
stick.
fight stick.
Yes,
Just giving you the play-by-play.
But you can find the cast on YouTube each week, as well as the Twitch VOD. So, but
Yep.
The
yeah.
only person I take advice on fight sticks is Darkside Phil, the SP. You ever watch his videos?
No.
No one. Okay.
I
you play a
remember the
Allow
Hutch
me to
controversy.
respond first.
That was supposed to be a joke, and
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
at
okay.
all.
He had some beef with Hutch like a million years ago. That's the only thing I know about him.
Well, he's the one who like records his TV, but it's super good quality.
yeah, he refuses to get a cap card and stuff. Yeah.
That's great.
He was like one of the
That's
original
right.
playthrough guys. I
That's
think he's
pretty
still
funny.
going. They used to do food reviews. Hey man, I dabbled DSP once in a while.
You know, I'm saying.
Also PCP.
And you also played one of my favorite games of all time on your show on Friday, Super Mario Land 2: 6 Golden Coins.
Oh yeah, I forgot I played that.
Did you end up beating it? I did
Yeah.
go to bed at like 2. So it's like,
Yeah, that game has some of the funniest difficulty ramp up. Now, like before that, I did a really long playthrough of Donkey Kong Country 2, which is like just it starts off like the first couple levels are really easy, and then it gets kind of harder, and then kind of hard, and then it just shoots up on this crazy learning curve where all of a sudden the game is like balls hard, and you go into like one area with like 50 lives, and you leave with like 5, and it just has a really really quick difficulty ramp up. Mario Land 2 it doesn't even have a difficulty ramp up. It just, the first 6 levels, the first 6 worlds are just easy as shit, and then you get to Wario's Castle, and then that's the one level in the entire game. The final level is the only level that has any difficulty to it, and it's actually really fucking hard.
I'm pretty sure I broke my Game Boy to that game.
Yes, dude, just trying to beat Wario's Castle. I mean, I'm glad that they basically throw lives at you in that game, because it's literally just like
Yeah, they do.
this flat plane of non-difficulty, and then just like it's like just all of a sudden it's the hardest fucking game in the world. I hate that game, but I love
If
it.
you're an audio listener, Nick just made a flat plane with his hands, and then put up a vertical wall into another flat plane with his hands.
Yeah, I was going for the line.
Whoa. Too soon. Wow.
Too
What?
soon for what?
What was too soon?
R.I.P. Planes into objects? Are you kidding me?
Come on. I'm falling
Wow.
for you.
Unbelievable.
No one
God.
knew what you were talking about.
So Scott,
Yes.
on that note, what have you
Yeah.
been playing?
I'm
Absolutely
sorry.
nothing. I've been playing my my controller, my DJ controller. That's about it. I've been messing with the music stuff. In the office we play a bunch of stuff, but mostly nothing. Actually, Payday 2. We got into a
Okay,
little
so
bit.
you haven't played.
We haven't
There is no
uploaded it yet.
NDA on that, by the way. So
No.
how do you
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it? How do you like it? You played the first game, right? Or did you
I did play the first game. I didn't get really good. To be honest, the first game was so hard. I got frustrated very easily. I don't like the idea, like the repetition. Like you had to get really good. I feel like you had to play that game a lot to understand the missions really well.
You had to play it a lot to get high level. Like grinding out levels in that game is insane. Like I know Alex and
Yeah,
Nick and I
it's
did
the same way in
most
2.
of the missions, and I think we got like level 6 or something. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard, man.
It's really hard.
Yeah, but that was cool. As far as an Xbox Live game that I could recommend, as far as a side scroller though, if you have not played, oh god, see now I'm going to totally forget what it's called. Oh, Battle Block Theater is the most. I'm sure a lot of people here have played it, but it is the most fun and genius. Like it's the same guys who did Castle Crashers, but it's the most insane side-scrolling like multiplayer platformer I've ever played, and the funniest. It's genius. So highly recommend that. I
Is
really
that actually
if it it's out
still
and
looking
we've been
betas.
playing it. It's I hope it comes to Steam because I could see. I mean, obviously you want to play it with an Xbox controller, but it could be a nice little $10 game. Played a bunch of that. Trying to think what else. Nothing really. No League this week. No CS.
Man,
It took me quite a while to get Castle Crashers to PC. Hopefully, it's not the case with Battle Block.
yeah.
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 Also played a little Deadlight actually, which
Heard
was
good
interesting.
things about it. I haven't bought it yet though.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. And WWE All Stars, which anyway, that's an old game. But yeah,
I love the
that's
one for
about it.
N64.
Repent.
The equivalent.
Dude,
game.
wrestling game. I haven't played a
WCW versus
wrestling game.
NWO World Tour on N64 was
Dude,
the best
what?
fucking
Yes.
game ever.
What a game!
Oh my God.
So good.
dude!
That
Yeah.
game.
Blisters on my fingers from that game. That was because
So
you had to
good.
mash every
Game.
special move. You had to mash
Yeah.
every special move in that game. There was no
Um,
what a game.
Yeah, the I hadn't played one in forever, and God, the wrestling games are still fucking some of the funnest, just hilarious. The four
Yeah.
four on four or free for all basically with 4
Yeah.
players, just fucking so much hilarity. So
Dude,
yeah, so
that game is perfect for forming and breaking alliances on the fly. That was the
oh
best.
totally. Yeah, every match we even played, we were like, all right, me and you together, and then someone would jump off the fucking belt and just fucking wreck me. I'm
There's
like,
a-
I was like, all right,
Not to interrupt you, but there's a link in the chat. Battle Block Theater will come to PC, so there you go.
nice,
Boom.
awesome, and not to pimp out Respawn videos that haven't gotten any views, but I really think you should watch the video I just linked because you will be like, I guarantee you will laugh even if you didn't watch part 1. It's very short. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
I saw you tweeted me and John earlier today to play CS:GO, and you're just like, "Let's play CS:GO now."
Yeah, well, I had a window where I had like an incredible urge, and I just had to get it out, and then I took a nap. So. It was like if you guys
Story. That is
That's
the
an
story
addict
of
right
Scott's-
there.
That's the story of Scott's like gaming habits. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna play this game. Hey guys, you wanna play this game? Oh, I'm not gonna play this game anymore. I'm
Yeah.
taking a nap."
Nap time.
No, it was because I'm on like 6 hours of sleep this whole weekend. But if you guys had been like, yeah, I'm ready to play, like if even you or John had tweeted me back, I would have played. But
Oh,
you
so
guys-
you're saying it's their fault?
I'm not putting
Yes.
blame
I
on.
like that you turn this around on us. Like we have to game on your schedule.
Hey,
Wow.
I didn't. That's not what I said. You're putting words in my mouth. I'm just saying, if you were a little more apt to my needs, Brandon, we could have played some CS:GO. But
I'll put something in your mouth, Scott.
and I didn't know Alex was playing CS:GO. I would have tweeted him, and he probably would have played with me.
You would have.
Yeah,
Cheddar
you didn't even-
Chez.
you didn't even
Cheddar
tweet
Chez
me.
would have played with you.
We'll
Alex,
talk
I'm
about
still,
this later. We'll talk
I'm-
about this later.
Fine.
It's fine.
Not in
Stuff.
front of the children.
Not for the kids, all right. What about you, John? Anything besides the mentioned weekend games?
Yeah, I mean, I still been playing my TF2. I only MGE mod now because I am lazy, but I greatly enjoy shitting on everybody in that. So
That's
I
the
probably put,
1v1, right?
yeah, I put like 10 hours or so a week into that. And then Just Cause, CS, a little bit of League of Legends. Another week of I've been, going to go home and learn how to play Dota. I didn't do that.
I did do it, yeah.
And
I can't learn that game.
I'll do my weekly looking for raids in WoW. So we're good.
Hey, I'm on my way, dude.
What level's your
It has
shaman?
begun. I got to 86 and a quarter
Okay.
on a stream this week, so I will be grinding it out at some point. But liked it so far. Good leveling.
Yeah, Pandaria is good. Pandaria is really good.
All right.
And yeah, everything else that we've all been playing, and I've been playing a little bit of Arma 3 Wasteland, so that's good.
Nice.
Game actually runs well.
Yeah, we.
No, it does. It doesn't run well at all.
Oh,
Actually, it just
Arma
runs.
3.
It runs
Okay.
acceptably. Comparatively,
Arma 2.
when compared to Arma 2, it runs on an acceptable scale. But in reality, it runs fucking horrid. I get like 60 FPS, so it's fucking terrible. So, whatever.
Well, all right. Well, I guess I am the one left here. I finished Tomb Raider. I can, once again, only highly recommend Tomb Raider. Fantastic game. Good ending. I can't, the thing about Tomb Raider is it's not as mind-blowing as BioShock or you're not, jaw to the floor, but it might be the most solid game through and through that I played in a very long time. There's nothing wrong with that game at all. Nothing.
I'm like 2.5
Those are
hours
strong
in,
words.
and
Yeah.
I can say really good things about it. So
I'm not saying, again, it doesn't blow my mind like BioShock did, but it's solid, just completely solid.
What game? I was peeing.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Oh,
I finished.
I heard it was
this week.
sexist, really sexist.
No, it's actually the
Well-
exact opposite of that.
Well, we're taking down the patriarchy, so
But Lara Croft is an incredibly good female lead in a game,
Yes.
which you don't see very often at all. There are some video game logic things you could complain about, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty solid. What else did I play this week? Oh wow, yes, I leveled through the initial Pandaria areas on my shaman. I had no idea what I was doing. So much shit has changed. Especially, it was actually weirder playing a character that I had played forever than it was rolling a new character in the game after all the shit changed. Because I guess they ease you into it as you level a new character, but with a character that I've spent thousands of hours on, I was like, what? Here's spells, I will use these again, these same ones that I used to use. But they've changed so much shit in WoW that it's, I don't know, it's
a new game.
crazy. I don't know if you guys have heard too, they hemorrhaged subs recently, and they're down to 7.7 million, which is still about 7 times bigger than any other MMO in the US anyway.
Yep.
I saw there was a article on this on The Verge about how WoW was losing subs. The first 2 comments were the
It's only
tone,
115 million in revenue a month.
yeah,
So.
yeah. The first
God,
2
those
comments.
poor.
The first 2
Yes.
comments were good. It's good to see gamers moving on and trying to find a game that tries to innovate. And my first thought was, and John, you can back me up having played all the expansions, that game changes everything every expansion. It's
Yes,
not...
and in content patches sometimes.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be an expansion necessarily.
It's games that it didn't change? What?
You can say that a lot of games aren't innovating. WoW is. I don't think you
WoW's
can say
not
that
one of
about
them.
WoW.
Yeah, for good or worse too. But they always try to move on and do something different in the expansion or fix things. I would say the feeling of WoW has never been as good as vanilla, but the game now is a lot more fun to like level and do things like the tedious
But it's
stuff
also
is gone.
it's so hard to even say that though, because we've played WoW for so long that people who have only played, probably since like Cataclysm or, only for like 2-3 years now, they probably enjoy the game like I once enjoyed it.
I enjoy
Because
the
they don't-
game more now than I did then.
playing
I
the
just
game
miss
is
the
more
I miss the community. That's the only thing I miss from vanilla.
And that's what you will never get back because of all the I mentioned this before, but once you went cross server, all that shit died, and that was pretty much the death of when it was at its best. When those servers were little micro communities and there was like soap opera drama, that was the best shit ever. But once that stopped, but the game now is way more fun. Like leveling and stuff is way better.
And it's also fun for people to be able to experience a lot of the content in the game, whereas, back in the original WoW days, like a lot of people just never saw a place like Molten Core. Because you just didn't know 40 people, you weren't in a guild,
I feel like most people saw Molten Core, but nobody saw anything after that.
Yeah, it was like a lot of people saw Molten Core.
Yeah,
No one saw
but,
the
like-
end of it. And they all
Yeah.
just saw like
Up to Domo. Everybody saw like up to Domo. Nobody killed Veilstraz.
yeah. it was-
Nobody got past Suhuran in AQ40.
Yeah, all the
Nobody got past Patchwork and Naxxramas. Like,
But
all
even
the-
that stuff took a pretty significant time commitment.
yeah.
Whereas now you can just queue up for any of those raids.
There's
and
not really content or gates anymore, which is good. It's a good thing overall. But I also played Shadowrun Returns, which was a game I kind of got on faith that it would be somewhat good. And so for those who don't know about Shadowrun, it was a Kickstarter game as well. It was one of the big, during that run there of big Kickstarters. But I've played the first, and what Shadowrun is a turn-based RPG, old school turn-based RPG. If you liked XCOM, Enemy Unknown, if you like that game, you will like this game, actually. It's not the same type because it's an RPG. It's a Dungeons and Dragons based RPG, but you will like it. You will like it if you liked XCOM, I think. If you like turn-based combat, or you like the feel of that at all, and the stakes are quite high in it as far as people dying. So if you like that, I think you'll like this game. If you don't like turn-based stuff, don't buy the game. Just flat out, just don't, because you won't like it. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I've played it. And Street Fighter, lots of Street Fighter, lots of being really bad at Street Fighter.
When you go into Evo, Dan.
Yeah, right. If I could win most of my matches online by next Evo, I will go to Evo. But because even
so
going,
you're going to Evo then?
yeah, right. But I started playing Sagat. I've tried 3 different characters. I started out with Jury, and I was actually okay with her, but she's really hard to play. And then I tried Sea Viper, who's also really hard to play, but is really good. And I started playing Sagat, and I like Sagat a lot. He seems to fit my playstyle more, and I can actually pull off most of his inputs too. So, been grinding away at that. But that game is so much harder. Fighting games are just fucking hard. It's so hard, man. So, that's what I have been up to. I didn't get to do Just Cause, and I am now upset. But,
Well, we can play it afterwards for a little bit if you're around.
But, yeah, so that's what I have been up to. I finished season 3 of Luther. Or, no, I didn't finish it. I had one more episode left. That show is way too fucking intense.
I finished Boardwalk Empire this weekend.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes of that. I liked it, though.
You need to watch it.
Once New Luther came out, that was my shit. Everyone should watch Luther. It's fucking good.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a 3-minute commercial break here, guys. And then we'll be right back with a bit of news.
So stick around. We'll be right back.
I'm going to strangle whoever is typing.
Sorry, I just had to write a book. We're done now. Skype kills Mumbledore? What the fuck? What the
Scott did write a book in chat.
I wrote a little book. I just had to go in.
Ban that APLFisher guy. He's spamming. What a dick.
Shots
Have any of you watched
fired.
Boardwalk Empire? I asked Alex.
No.
I have seen it, Brandon.
People keep
No, I
talking
know.
about Boardwalk
I know.
Empire.
I want to talk about it with someone, but I haven't run into anyone who's finished it through all 3 seasons.
Just watch Luther, man. We can talk about Luther. What a fucking show.
Yeah, man,
Luther.
forget
I
what
saw
you
on
want me to
Netflix.
do.
I gotta
Just
get into
Yeah.
that.
Have you
my
seen
show.
that, Alex?
Dude,
I figured
no.
Oh my god.
Let me tell
You
you,
would love that
if
show.
you guys have not watched Orange is the New Black on Netflix, you're fucking retarded.
Is that the lesbian prison thing?
It's okay. God, would you not put everything in a lesbian box? Every time I say that, they're like, "Of course you like that show." There's lesbians. I'm like, "Fucks." Yes, there's lesbians in it, but it's some of the best performances I've seen
By
in it.
lesbians.
Did you watch Sherlock, Alex?
God damn it!
Oh,
Just
yeah.
check out
Yeah.
Orange
Yeah,
is the New
Luther
Black.
is better than Sherlock.
Oh, fuck off.
Yep. I said it.
Wow.
Luther is better than Sherlock.
That's such a dick way to present.
Listen, I'm sick of this affirmative action bullshit from Dan. Oh, Luther has a black main character. It's got to be better than Sherlock, the 2 white main characters. You know what, Dan? I know that you had a black dad, but this is ridiculous. It's out of control, man. Well.
Man.
Don't piss off.
Everyone is disagreeing.
I won't lie,
with
though.
me.
The first
Loving
episode
it.
does have really the only really risque lesbian shower scene with 2 of the main characters. But it's like only a flash, and you don't even realize what's happening, really. So I went back and watched it 15 times.
With no
after-
pants, obviously.
After the fact.
With no
Making sure to
pants.
analyze the themes of that scene carefully.
Totally.
How does this support the title?
It may or may not have Donna. What's that actress's name? I forget off the top of my head. Topless. She has a rack
She bought me curry
of
chicken.
gods. So, if you ever wanted to see Donna from that 70s show topless, you should watch Orange is the
Dude,
New
I'm
Black.
definitely going to watch it because Donna is pretty damn hot.
You'll start for the lesbianism, and you'll stop, and you'll finish it for the...
You'll stop after the lesbian.
the worst. They really should hire me for promo for this show to be a promoter.
And you'll stop when it's done.
And you'll probably ejaculate in your pants within 10 seconds. So, probably should finish.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's really good. It's the same writer of Weeds. Nick Fenton always is joking about how I hope it doesn't go the way of Weeds. But the first season is really excellent.
All right.
Yeah, Laura Stefan is a babe.
We are back. And how can we not lead off with the man himself in the news section? Phil Fish just going ham on Twitter, canceling
he's-
Fez 2 in a rage to get out of games. I don't actually blame him. He takes a lot of abuse, and this guy was a bit of an idiot, that Game Informer guy. Some Game Informer guy made like a video calling out Phil Fish and Jonathan Blow over the Xbox One policies, I believe is what it was over. And called them all sorts of names. And then Phil Fish, of course, fired back.
Got a fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was fishing for a fight, brother.
And, yeah, R.I.P. Phil Fish, R.I.P. his Twitter accounts, R.I.P. Fez 2. He doesn't want to do games anymore, apparently.
See, this is, you know what, I finally understood. You know what, I had this epiphany after I read his reaction and his rage quit. Phil Fish is the Wings of Redemption of game development. And hear me out.
Dude!
The exact same.
Damn.
He's one of those people that never was really meant to ever become famous. I just saying in the sense of like he didn't have the faculties to handle it, and it's the exact same. Like all the stuff that does like why don't you just let it go, dude? And why do you get so mad and have these outbursts? Literally, it's like carbon copy. I feel like I think it's the same exact kind of issue.
It's very, very similar.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Kind of eerie.
It's just yeah.
And
it's
I
kind
also
of,
think Phil Fish is probably a really nice person, too.
yeah, and I think Wings of Redemption in person. I've heard that he's a very nice person. I
He's a
don't
really nice
like,
guy.
Yeah, so I just think it's one of those things. There's some people are ill-equipped to deal with that kind of online scrutiny.
Criticism, yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's not like, and they just take it super seriously. So
No, I would think and in Indie Game the movie, I never got the impression that Phil Fish was the way Phil Fish is on the internet.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
from Indie Game the movie. I never got that. Like, I understood why he was under so much pressure in that movie with, like, the lawsuit and stuff and getting Fez out. And, like, that's crazy, dude. That sucks. That's, like, your entire livelihood wrapped up in that. Of course, you're going to be stressed. And then he made a really good game. Fez is really good. But it's just, like, I don't know, man. You gotta just not be...
You can't give a shit what people are saying. They're giving you millions of dollars. Who fucking cares?
I mean,
you're rich. They're not. Who gives a shit?
David
They
Vonderhaar
enjoyed your game.
David Vonderhaar got death threats.
Oh man, did you see that?
I didn't see the whole story because I didn't really care. But
There's a website, I think it's a Tumblr blog actually, that just documents all the insane tweets directed at David Vonderhaar, specifically after they nerfed snipers in Black Ops 2 on the Xbox, I believe.
It's gamerfury.tumblr.
God,
If you want to check it out. I advise you not to because it's really stupid. But
yeah.
It's upsetting to say the least, but yeah, with Phil Fish's explosion is just it's kind of the same thing. You need to be able to handle that shit if you're going to be in this business, which is I guess what he's doing. He's leaving the business. He doesn't want to do this.
He's doing the smartest thing he can do because it's probably it clearly is destroying his fucking mind. He can't handle it. So get out if you can't handle it, which he's doing.
I agree on one hand that he doesn't seem like he was very well equipped to handle kind of the public attention that's been brought on him since Fez was made. But at the same time, he's also... I feel like he's brought some of it on himself with just the way that he talks and the tweets that he makes and stuff.
He definitely.
I don't think you can have it both ways. Where like you write kind of stuff that fires people up and is very polarizing sometimes, but then you also have to accept that people are going to say things that are polarizing about you.
Totally. It's the same, and not to keep harping on this Wings Redemption angle, but how many times have we seen, back in the day, this is like way back, I don't follow Wings anymore, so I'm not stating on current affairs, but back in the day,
I follow
the height of his popularity,
where
he would tweet something that was, you're just like, what the fuck? And then everyone gets mad, and then he posts a vlog, crying about how he doesn't understand the reception that he got.
Take it from someone who has let the internet get to them at times.
Yeah.
Okay, and also being like my actual real life, being in an industry where people give you feedback on your work. You can't do it for other people.
Yep.
And it seems like Phil Fish cared so much about what other people thought about his game, about his personality, about his own self, that he was like a servant to his online persona and his video game.
He should only care about what people think of his work. You should care what people think of your game, but you shouldn't give a shit what they think about you.
Yeah,
like,
you can care to the point where it impacts you and that makes you responsible. Development and everything, but you can't care to the point where you need to be validated by someone else. Because if you're looking for validation through others, you explode like that. And that's what I've learned.
Yeah, that culminates in the fact that canceling the game. It's like that. To me, it's like throwing a tantrum and like taking your ball and going home. Like, hey, listen,
totally
I'm not going to put up with your stuff, so you're just not going to get this cool game. And it's like, okay, all right, in the end, none of us are really going to care. But you're
the only person that
you're
really
like
loses
throwing
there
away you're throwing away your livelihood and like your potential legacy with making great games that you should be making for your own right, like not to please or piss off anyone else.
Yeah.
This is what I think is going to happen. Someone made a good point in chat. K9 did. I guarantee he's going to come back. That's just good. Fest 2 is going to release without any fanfare. He's not going to be on Twitter. It's just going to come out.
Yeah,
maybe a year, 2 years from now. Yeah, he's not done. There's no way.
I think it's going to come out.
He'll be back. But I mean, the thing is
like not in the public eye like he was maybe.
This whole explosion is happening over something that a guy from fucking Game Informer said. Like, it's Game Informer. Has anybody read that fucking magazine? It's a joke.
I read old issues I have that I brought to California on the shitter.
Yeah, like it's a shithouse magazine. You keep it in the bathroom and you sit there and read it, like, and that's only if you're old school and you don't bring your phone in because most people have phones these days.
True.
Like you're arguing over a guy who still works in physical print. Think about that for a second.
You need to have a pep talk with Phil Fish, man. Get him back.
Yeah.
Seriously, Phil Fish, man.
It was also on a podcast. It was a podcast, man. It's like watching Scott go off on someone and be like, "Yeah, take that seriously."
Yeah, exactly.
He
I mean,
already,
Snowball.
Yeah,
That's like
like-
Snowball going psycho because he keeps shoving it up his ass.
yeah, Blue.
It's
just
uncalled
going-
for.
I just,
It's just
I don't know. I
he
This
was
is-
waiting to explode. Is my point.
this is pretty
You
much
can't-
typical Phil Fish.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly. It's.
Like-
I guarantee he's gonna be back.
yeah, he's gonna make that
Totally.
game.
Well, what else is he gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
he's a game developer, and that's what he's known for. There's no, there would be no
That's
logic
the only
in him.
skill he has. That's all he can do.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
not. He can grow some mean sideburns too. That's a good.
I mean, like, he could go do something else, but why would you want to? I'm sure he's obviously very talented in some respects, so he's gonna come back and he's gonna do that, and maybe they do end up actually canceling Fez 2, but I think that probably won't happen because that you're just waiting to print money whenever you put that game out, so it would make no sense.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing though, it's easy to say like, don't get caught up in you can't let other people validate you, but when your entire life is your work, like a game like that, like singly developed, it's very easy for us to be like, yeah, when people shit on it, just fucking look the other way. Like, I understand, like,
Yeah.
he should never have let it get to him to that level, but that's for all of us. Like, we all do stuff to get validated
But
by other
it's the
people.
same thing
And when
as like paying attention to angry YouTube comments. This is the
Totally.
same thing.
It's
like,
very-
yeah,
very
it
similar.
may have been in Game Informer, but it doesn't matter. It's like it's one person's opinion, and
Yep.
people are going to have different opinions, and you just have to learn to take some of it that you think is worthwhile, and just leave the stuff that you don't, and go on with your life.
A lot of us have learned that lesson already. But yeah, but I some people never get to that. I don't think they can ever get to the don't give a fuck point. I think that people have to get there themselves. And I don't think and some people, it's not that they can't get there, it's that they can't, it's not that they won't get there, it's that they literally can't. They can't get there. There's something that inhibits them from being immune to it. I don't know what it is, but I see it in a lot of people.
So there you go, Phil. If you're listening, and I know you are,
We want you back.
we want you back, Phil Fish. Life is more interesting during the Phil Fish.
having
Don't have a personal Twitter account. Don't do interviews. Just release your fucking game.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. Just make your game. Don't talk to anybody. Who gives a shit? People know of you enough from Fez 1 now that you don't need to talk to anybody ever, and they're still going to buy Fez 2. It doesn't matter.
So,
the real tragedy here is that we've lost a very entertaining Twitter account.
yeah, that is for sure.
I'm surprised no one has made an account claiming to be Phil Fish again and tweet things that he used to tweet. Someone should get on that.
But as to the whole thing that started this controversy, basically, was some dudes on another podcast apparently talking about the Xbox One, which will now allow indie publishing as Microsoft continues the most epic backtrack in the history of mankind, turning off every single thing that they said at E3 and going back on. So now it is fully complete. So you can now self-publish if you're an indie without having to spend $40K on patches. On Xbox, and that'll actually be rolled out in August on Xbox 360. So should make for a better gaming environment on that console.
Yeah, well, we have people like Phil Fish to thank for that, bringing all that stuff to light.
Yep. So
That's true.
moving on from that, this is kind of cool, although I don't know what to think of. I mean, we obviously have no information on the game these guys are doing, but a new studio has been formed by former Blizzard, Sony, and Relic Entertainment executives have formed a studio called Molten Entertainment, and they're already saying they're making a AAA online game, and they have a multi-million-dollar investment, and this is the scary part, at least in my opinion, from NCSoft, who has made some not-so-good MMOs, and some very,
Can I just say, that's a great logo. This Molten Games, they have a great logo, and I feel like that's where you got to start.
Yeah, they do have a good logo. But if these guys are from Blizzard and Sony, that points to EverQuest and World of Warcraft, and both of those games did pretty well. So,
Looks a little pixelated. Is that on purpose, or is it blown up for the article's sake?
It's missized for the article.
and I'm
okay.
blanking on what Relic has made, so I'm looking it up right now.
But I do like it. It's got a good feel to it.
Oh, the Relic did Company of Heroes, Warhammer 40K.
Both good games.
So, I mean, Mostly strategy stuff, it appears.
It's a good pedigree though.
Yeah, lots of Warhammer, and Company of Heroes, basically. Not Company of Heroes 2. They also did Homeworld and Homeworld 2, which are 2 very classic games. So, but I mean, we'll have to see where this leads. Obviously, there's no details on the game itself yet, but you can bet it will be an MMO.
Clocks. More MMOs, please.
Can I just take a side note here and say that, like, the term AAA now means nothing. Same as the way the term indie means nothing. This brand new studio pops up with a few executives from other companies, and they say the first game they're looking to release is going to combine free-to-play and AAA.
Yeah, if you want to look at the game that killed that, for me it's Hawken. Because Hawken was like
An
free to
indie
play,
game.
small, indie game, and has like millions of dollars in backing.
I feel like AAA is just a buzzword now. Like it literally means nothing to me when I read it. When I read the term AAA, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't mean anything.
So, let's see where this goes. Hopefully it's good. It probably won't be with NCSoft
See in like 2
involved.
years.
But, yeah. I guess they want to hop on the bandwagon to compete with Titan, now that Titan's getting reorganized or whatever's going on with that. So...
Could be. There's definitely a market for, a big MMO to come in, and I think everyone thought that would be Titan, by 2015, and it looks like it won't be.
So, I think we'll just go to our last news story. I'm going to skip that one, Brandon, unless you really want to talk about it.
No, yeah.
The Ouya. Who out there owns an Ouya? Raise all 2 of your hands. Do it now. It's in Best Buys and shit, if you want to go buy one. Anyway, Ouya, I think it's been 2 months since actual release now, with the Kickstarter kit shipping earlier. They have released a stat that says that 73% of owners of the console have yet to purchase a game.
Oh boy.
On the console. And for those who don't know how the Ouya works, you have to play the demo before you buy the game. You actually have to play the demo. There is no option. So people have either gotten through the demo and been like, fuck this, or they're just like back in the day with shareware. This might be only me who's old enough to remember this. You just fucking play the shareware again and again and again. That's all we did.
I've read several stories on this, and I think it's a bunch of different things. But like the fact that a requirement to release on the system is that there has to be this free offering, and people have to go through that, and you can't even see the price for a game until you like download the actual game and see the, I guess, upgrade price or whatever. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like for a lot of people, the free version is enough. Like, you can just test out the free versions, and for a lot of people, that's going to be good enough. But I think that definitely makes it hard for the Ouya to get off the ground with like any real development in community.
Can I point out that Mike just said that the guitarist for Marilyn Manson has an Ouya and he doesn't like it?
Why do you know that? Why do you know that the guitarist for Marilyn
Mike
Manson
OP
has
in
an
chat.
Ouya? God.
I don't understand.
Mike bringing the quality insights.
Dude, if that had been
that's all I care about. That's my review, dude.
That changes everything.
Game breaker, man.
Does he follow him or something? How do you even know that?
In short, the Ouya's not doing very well.
Well, and like Towerfall is the one game that a lot of people have heard about. Apparently, they've only made like $20,000 or $30,000 so far, which
and it's no longer
in the grand
exclusive.
scheme of things, in the grand scheme of game making, is nothing.
Yep.
That's like 3 months of development for like a 3-man team.
Yeah.
At best.
Upcoming.
I just don't. I mean, the more I'm thinking about it right now, I guess they want to be obviously accessible on a cheaper, $99 price tag. But now that I'm thinking, I'm like, you've got fucking Xbox Arcade, the Indie Arcade, you've got Steam, like the competition, like.
Well, the one thing
what seemed like a good idea to me, like now I'm like pulling back, I'm like, who would fucking.
I think it's a great idea, but the thing is, you're marketing one to people who wanted an emulator, and it's a pretty cheap emulator, $99, but those people aren't going to buy games. And then the other camp, I think, are people that bought it for like a cheap kind of HTPC or just kind of hacking to have it and try it out.
That's like the diehard market, both of those.
But a good point I've heard against like the hacker market is if you're going to do that, just buy a Raspberry Pi, fuck around with that thing. It's only $35. So, like.
I just think they've built a system that makes it hard for people to spend money. Like it just makes it difficult for people to spend money the way that they built it out.
This may be the first large Kickstarter fail that we see. Just total flop that we see.
Well, at least they delivered a product.
They did deliver a product, so I can't fault them there. But upcoming releases, and actually this week is kind of a crappy week to do this because August is just chock full of games. Like there's an insane amount of games coming out in August. But this week we have Deadfall Adventures, which is kind of like, I believe it's like a Walking Dead type adventure game. You kind of play through the story, but you barely play, I guess you could say. But the good ones this week, July 31st, Rise of the fucking Triad comes out. I am very excited to play through the single player and also play the incredibly fast multiplayer. We'll be streaming that Wednesday, probably on the multi-stream. So that comes out Wednesday. Also, Cloudberry Kingdom, which I hope Blacklight has heard of, but I don't know if he has.
I'm sorry, what kingdom?
Cloudberry Kingdom. Have you heard of this game?
Are you calling me gay?
Yes. Have you heard of this game?
Okay.
This is totally your type of game.
You're calling me gay.
It's a gay
Yes.
game.
Yeah, it's a game about
It
gay
sounds
people.
gay.
It's a gay parade simulator.
Okay, you already have my interest.
Walking through the streets of San Francisco.
What Cloudberry Kingdom is a platforming game that is randomly generated, and the levels will never repeat, and you can actually change what is in the levels. Some levels will start out impossible, and you can earn currency in the game to unlock tools to make them possible while you play it. They've made an algorithm, basically, that will generate...
How bored are humans at this point? It's like literally.
Wow, I'm super excited for this game.
I cannot beat, and allow me the opportunity to beat it at some point. We're bored. We're fucking bored.
I'm super excited for this game, actually. Yeah. Basically, it was made by two guys who liked Mario 3 a whole lot, and we were like, well, this sucks. The game's over now. We're out of levels. All we can do is replay this. So they made this algorithm to generate, essentially, random platforming levels. So it comes out July 31st. Looks very cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, I definitely want to play it. And then August 1st, Skulls of the Shogun, which was one of the only, well, I think it might have been the only Windows 8 exclusive game app thing. Yeah, they knew that was a mistake almost right after. And that exclusivity ends in August. You can get early access and start playing. It's a strategy game, turn-based strategy game. Starts on August 1st. Early access for that. So that is the releases for this week. So we're gonna take a quick 2-minute commercial break, and we'll be back with Twitter questions.
This first question is solid.
It's a very good question. I was
It's
just
really
admiring that, actually.
Hopefully that's not like a repost from Reddit or something.
It probably
I hope
is.
that's actually it probably is, but I hope that's an original question, because if so,
I can't imagine that's an original question. It's too good. No offense to our viewers, but
maybe you underestimate our viewers.
we've had some genius questions, but that one just sounds too canned to me.
I found a big downside to Cloudberry Kingdom.
Horse-sized duck. What?
I found a big downside to Cloudberry Kingdom.
It's not
It's
a
dumb.
game ride simulator.
The
It's
name of
fucking-
the studio is Pony Studios. PWNEE.
All right, well,
That's GG.
if only
on
we
that
would have
whole
known
thing.
before we let people know it was
God.
coming out.
God.
Great. This is
damn
almost
it.
as bad as our Ryan
would've-
Dino beatdown fuck
Yeah.
up.
We would have just
Christ.
swept that one right under the rug.
Egg
We
on our
literally
face.
have no
We'll just
credibility.
We'll delete that whole. We'll delete Dan's whole talk about that from the.
Yeah, that's
Did
gonna
we?
get
version.
that's gonna get edited out.
Just go right to break.
I'm buying the game right now, actually. So, there it is, Cloudberry Kingdom.
Reddit has a game studio.
Oh, Jesus. No.
Oh God, I can't even imagine.
Why are you making me sign into Steam? Steam. I'm in Steam, and you're making me sign into Steam. Well, I'm in Steam.
Well, that means you got hacked. I think.
Come on, Steam. There it is, Cloudberry Kingdom on Steam, and it's purchased. There
Wow.
we go.
Thanks for supporting Pony Studios.
Yep. That's happened.
Next from Synchronized Swimmer Horse-Sized Duck Studios.
That fucking horse-sized duck question. God damn it.
Everywhere.
It's been sent in like 40 times, and I've ignored
That's
it.
like the Reddit
Anyone's
question.
Stop.
Anyone
you know,
else
if
has...
Reddit had a video game studio, the first game to come out would be from Argon Wild.
Oh god!
Absolutely.
Holy shit!
Argon Wild dating sim.
I already
Yes,
play the
yes.
Argon Wild game anyway.
No, the Argon Wild game is a picture comes up, and you have to put a title to it, and it'll randomly generate how many hits you get off that title. And the more hits you get, the higher your score will be.
Jesus.
The algorithm determines how many upvotes you get.
Yeah.
I
in
feel
comments.
like Scott would do a live stream of the Gone Wild game.
Oh my
if
god, I would.
Twitch
And
didn't
then
have a
you get
standards
like an
policy.
in-game model, and like an in-game
Oh my-
person, and you have to take They have to take pictures of them and the different angles from a spread, and you get votes for how many, for every picture you do in their
Dude.
spread.
Jesus.
If you make that, you will be fucking rich. You don't need to act. Make that game.
Yeah, it'll come out and be great, and then the second one will come out, and I'll get shit on in a podcast, and then I'll quit the industry.
So our
Oh,
first
shit.
question, David the Gamer asks, if one synchronized swimmer drowns, do the others drown too?
Depends how dedicated they are.
If it's in
It's
competition,
an incredible
yes.
question.
If
Yeah.
it's the Chinese team, yes.
If it's in competition, yes, of course. You can't get points off for that shit.
No.
I mean, God,
Let's just say, like, either way, you're not going home.
yeah. Either way,
Either because you're dead or because you are too ashamed.
or because China, one of the two.
China actually sends synchronized swim teams to die. That's how they limit their own population.
China with 74 teams entered in this year's synchronized swimming contest.
All of them happen to be death row inmates.
They're not very good. I don't know. Alright.
That's how one of them always ends up drowning, leading to the rest of the team to do
Yeah.
so.
I don't have an answer to it, but it's an incredible question.
It is
It's very well
incredible.
thought out.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Was that on Reddit, chat? Just let me know.
Yeah, we're hoping it's an original question.
At Zocker asks, have any of you got recognized by a fan before?
Yes, actually.
Yes.
No.
No.
I had this. I
Canada,
signed the aluminum foil of somebody's Chipotle burrito once.
I remember you telling that story.
That's
That
pretty
is
good.
A while ago.
That's a good item to have signed by you. Yeah, I've met some fans at PAX. Also, turns out I'm actually now friends with somebody who was a fan of mine who ended up working at the GameStop I used to work at.
You
And
met some
then,
fans of Blacklight.
You've met my fans.
Nothing.
I can't.
No, we know,
I
we know
will
you've
sign,
met some fans.
Dan knows what I'm talking about.
I will
Yeah.
sign your tits at PAX, Flanlord.
But yeah. Yes. I think
Yes.
all of us have.
I think the
Alex
answer
has
is
too.
yes.
He must probably just block it out of his memory because it was traumatic
Yeah,
or something like that.
because
Yep.
Canada.
I still
Actually-
have them in my closet there. They behave well.
Actually, I had one guy I met maybe like 3 or 4 fans at PAX, and then on the way home from PAX this year at like the first we were like dying for some food. We just wanted to get out of town and on the road, and then at the first rest stop we stopped at, somebody came up to me while I was waiting in line to get my fountain drink and came up and said something and was like, "Hey, I'm a big fan. I enjoy the channel." I wish I remembered your name, dude, but it was kind of funny that it wasn't until after I left the convention that I ended up finding somebody.
It was Zoe Smith's brother. There you go.
Insert like eHarmony convention to that sentence.
Yeah. Next question is from @Vaginasaurus. It's quite the Twitter handle. This question.
and quite a
question.
Vaginosaurus, like with this. We're grown men. Dan, you have kids and a wife, and we're taking
Yeah.
questions for Vaginosaurus. I want to put everything in perspective sometimes. But it's a great.
He
It's a great name.
asks, what would you bring on a camping trip with Trevor and a box of tissues? I don't. Is
Wait,
the box of
what?
tissues
I love the way this question is worded.
The way this is worded, I don't.
Oh, Jesus.
So the
What would
box
you
of
bring?
tissues is also
Yeah.
on. The
So it's what would you
script.
bring in addition to these two things? I think.
Okay.
Let's play the game. Insert the comma
Insert the comma somewhere in here.
All right.
somewhere.
What would you?
I
Yeah.
like to think this question is, what would you bring on a camping trip with Trevor? And a box of tissues?
And a box of tissues.
And a box of tissues.
I would bring his grandma.
Yeah, his grandma's the obvious answer. I just
Like brain synapses going off and like in a box of tissues.
He sounded like fucking Stewie.
he's got Tourette's or something with this, just exclaiming things at the end of the original question.
Oh my goodness.
Most of the things you want to bring on a camping trip with Trevor involve your own personal safety. So guns, knives, pepper spray, anything to keep Trevor at bay when he comes after you in the woods. After you fucked with Grandma, obviously.
It doesn't matter what you brought if you fucked with grandma.
Yeah.
Nobody fucks with grandma.
Trevor turns into fucking Rambo if you fuck with Grandma, so don't.
I think you have to be concerned with him using whatever you brought against you. Because
That's
like he's
true.
not gonna just you're not gonna just meet him head on.
A butt
He's gonna
plug's a
sneak
good
up
answer.
on you.
That's a good
So
answer.
you need to be confident that whatever you bring, you are more skilled with than he is.
Yeah, that's true. I'll just never forget my friend Jeremiah being like, "Yeah, dude, I just kept inching my chair closer to my K-bar and hatchet," which were like in a stump behind him. He's like, as this dude got more drunk, he kept moving his own chair closer to the weapons. He's like, I don't want anything to do with this guy.
I
All
think
right.
it's also implying that this box of tissues is dangerous. Almost as dangerous as Trevor.
Almost.
That's That's true.
It's the most dangerous box of tissues. All right, Katie Zen 18, a legend in modern Twitter questions, has another one here.
With correct grammar.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
If
capable
you
of it.
could replace the dialogue of any one movie, book, or video game with Katie Zen's style of grammar, what would you choose?
I don't think that's
Passion
the
of
way
the
the
Christ.
question is written,
The
Dan.
Passion of the Christ. Absolutely.
What?
Without
Oh
question.
man, I didn't see it.
You've fallen victim to the ruse itself.
God damn it, Katie Zen. Alright, let me reread the question. If you could replace the dialogue of any one movie, book, or video game with Katie Zen's style of grammar, with what do you choose?
With what dude chose. I'm gonna go with Passion of the Christ though.
Passion of the Christ would be really good. Passion of the
man.
Christ would be super good.
Did you see his answer in chat?
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Bioshock Infinite.
50 Shades of Katie Zen.
I was
18.
thinking 50 Shades.
He stick his memby in me.
I think. I think they're
I can't
actually.
even finish. I can't even finish this. Please uplift to tablet for increasing stimulation. I can't.
8.7
I can't. 8.7 Mitt Romney. I,
I'm good. Oh, this is so brilliant. It's
just-
like a. It's a gift.
it's 8.7 divided by Mitt Romney. That's,
Oh my.
8.7 out of.
again, he does them so perfectly that it's like, okay, like you
Can
could
we try to read that again for audio listeners?
Yeah,
Oh my
okay, let me
God.
try once again.
Try it.
50 Shades of Katie Zen. He, comma, stick his memby in me e. Please uplift to tablet for increasing sty emulation. 8.7 divided by Mitt Romney.
It is truly. It's.
It's
it
a
will
work
never
of
be
art.
topped. It,
I actually think there is a book that's already written, sort of
Oh.
Katie Zen style. It's called Moon People. Has anybody heard of this book, Moon
No,
People?
but now I'm looking it up.
Yeah, look it up on Amazon, and I think you get to read like a couple of example pages.
Moon People by
it's
Dale M. Courtney.
Pretty excellent.
It's $14.
He literally he served himself up a softball to put up a classic in chat. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
He is.
Katie Zen.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck?
Played us like a fiddle.
He really
Did.
did.
What the
God damn it.
Moon People. Okay, anyway. But
It might take a little bit more focus.
It's more than a podcast.
Yeah.
But what would I choose? Passion of the Christ is super good.
Yeah, it's really hard to top.
I just want to hear Jesus say his membe in me e.
I think I go with Forrest Gump.
That wouldn't
Oh
be bad.
God.
That would,
Yeah.
ooh man, that would make Forrest Gump super offensive in the end. Like,
It already isn't. They made that poor retard do all that stuff in that movie.
Wow.
Fucked up. Oh wait, that was Tom Hanks.
The Green Mile, both the book
Green
and the
Mile.
movie.
I'm gonna go Reservoir Dogs on this,
That wouldn't be bad.
or Pulp Fiction. Just Tarantino with that dialogue. Be pretty good.
I just want to see the Green Mile. M-tiered, Bass.
The Bourne trilogy.
The Bourne
Oh, wow.
trilogy? That would be pretty good. Anything that's... Ooh, Schindler's List. That'd be pretty decent. That
Wow.
might be way too serious.
King of Queens.
I thought King of Queens already had that dialogue.
Oh my God, Dan! I don't want to get in a fight about King of Queens again.
What a fucking garbage show.
Oh
Holy
my
fuck.
God!
King
Go
of
watch
Queens
your
is pretty
Cheers.
good.
How can you not like something with Albert Brenneman in it?
I know.
Yeah. Also Patton Oswalt.
Yep,
Paul
Patton's in it.
Blart. It's Paul Blart, man.
No, Patton Oswalt was his friend.
I got nothing to say to you.
It's got so many great. It's got so many. I've literally watched. I got my dad the entire 10 seasons on DVD. He's watched through them twice. You'd really like my dad, Dan. I think
Dad
you two would
seems
get
like
along.
a great guy.
He gave us you.
Oh, man, that's right.
So we have a practical question next from @CBushy, which is a weird name. But anyway, what should one be
Bush.
looking for in a second monitor? I would say
A monitor,
it works.
probably a
would be
screen.
good.
Yeah.
On Switch.
1440 by 900.
Yeah, preferably 1440.
As opposite from the original monitor that you have.
Yes, yeah, nothing like
A
it.
CRT would be ideal.
I still have two CRTs sitting in my garage. One weighs 40 pounds. 40 pounds. Did they just pack
Hook up
lead
that
in
CRT, get that 100 hertz for
Yeah.
FPS gaming.
those? That's true. And back in the day, could not get that 100 FPS to make it worth it. But yeah, basically that it works, and preferably the same resolution as your main monitor. But
Well, I think you should think about, do you want your second monitor, like the new monitor you're getting, to be your second monitor, like the one you don't game on, or do you want to use the one you have now for your second monitor and get a nicer one, like 120 hertz or something, for your primary? So it kind of depends on what your budget is and what you're looking for.
yeah,
But like for me at least, I typically prefer to get the same model I already have. I like the monitors to all be the same. But if you play FPS games, I would say consider 120 hertz because it makes
Yeah.
a big difference.
there you go. And this next one, anyone want to read this?
I got it.
You got it?
Give me a second.
It's from Cloakwork, by the way. I don't
Seeing
know.
is how y'all done be is some affluent, witty, honky motherfuckers. What that is, y'all.
Wait, there's more. On the
There's
second-
more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, it's cut off the take break. Seeing is how y'all done be is some affluent, white, honky motherfuckers. What that is your favorite work of art. Like Pandy's chest, son.
That was delivered about as flawless as you can do.
Holy shit.
What is the last sentence?
I still don't know what I
is
just said. But
Like
paintings.
paintings. Yeah, son.
Paintings.
that? Paint.
I was thinking panties, which are kind of nice.
Paintings chest, huh?
My favorite works of art are video games.
Yeah.
Or good movies. Really good movies.
Oh my god.
Video games for me. Even the best movie can't compare to a good video game.
Alex,
for me,
what's your favorite works of arts?
Scott Fisher's behind.
That's a pretty solid answer.
You could frame it.
Oh man.
Jesus.
If I ever
I
had
like
my
the
black friends,
I like
want
the
it to be
installation
like
art that
those,
Brandon has behind him.
This is on loan from the museum.
If my ass ever became a work of art, I would want it molded like one of those fleshlight material things, so that you could also fuck the painting if you really wanted to. It'd be like
Interactive exhibit, yeah.
you'd be like,
going hard at this one, yeah.
Edgy, dude, edgy.
I just don't. I want to leave a legacy, man. I'm like fucking.
Like your grandpa. Who didn't do anything except, change and uphold laws.
Jesus.
What a loser.
I don't even know how to answer that, but that was pretty good. The spelling, if you guys could see the spelling, man.
They posted it in chat.
We posted it.
So this one's a real intimate question for everybody. This next one. At Sage for Sage asks, choose any member of the podcast, past or present, to give birth to you infant self. Who would it be? The person doesn't end up raising you. They just give birth to you.
So you just get
Alex in 10 years when he's like a rich actor, so I can get a bunch of his money.
Ooh, nice.
Good.
Nice. I like
Paying
that.
John child support.
Yeah.
I feel like I would go once. I always go to Brandon on these questions, but I feel like there would be no way that Brandon would allow me to be,
Birth.
like
Inside of him.
no. He would make sure that everything would go according
Pretty
to plan.
sure he
Very
would let you
clean.
inside of him. That's not a problem. But
It'd be sterile. I would come out fine. It would be good. I'd go Brandon.
You know that I wouldn't drink during the pregnancy and
Yeah,
everything.
you keep it clean. You keep it clean. Totally.
I would go with Scott so he could be the only person to ever deliver a male birth, and he could shove it in his grandpa's face that he accomplished something.
Yeah.
Suck it, old man.
I would pick Dan because I would want a short kid.
I've also witnessed birth, and I know how to do it.
Wow.
I'm a professional.
That's true. Yeah, Dan has kids.
Dan, I think for all the women out there, I speak on their behalf and I say, seeing a birth, doing a birth.
That was kind of the point. Listen, dude, I've totally watched a bunch of pain happen, and I totally know what it's like.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I would. Gosh, I feel like John would have a beautiful vagina to come out of. So.
You're a baby. You don't give a shit about what the vagina looks like.
Hey,
Dan has cared
ripping it.
about the quality of vagina since he was an infant.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've
fair
been
enough.
a connoisseur, you might say.
Dan loves to munch the buck, so he's been studying since a very young age.
I'm gonna eat that biscuit.
Dan loves that was the creep. Okay. Oh, jeez.
Dan enjoys munching the buck.
Less creepy if you said you love to suck dick. Don't ever say you love to.
You have kids!
He likes to munch the bucks. He doesn't care.
Kids call you their dad!
It's pretty awesome.
You are the coolest dad. God, I wish my dad said shit like that. Jesus Christ. Actually, I don't, because then it would be my mother. It would be fucking horrific. You better tone this down before your kids get too old, or you're gonna really embarrass them.
Eh,
Oh my god.
what could go wrong?
He loves to munch the box.
Get him drunk. I'll tell you about things.
Oh god.
Oh.
He'll text you drunk. I'm getting my balls cut off so I can finish inside.
That's why.
These are the
Why
messages
else
he
would you
sends.
do it? Why else would you do it? That was actually the day of, I believe. Saying that text.
I got my balls cut off today so I could finish inside.
Oh, these
I like the
last
honesty.
questions.
I like the honesty.
At Iferons, why else would you do that? Come on. Is there any other reason for a vasectomy? Think of
No,
one,
probably
Scott. No, there isn't one.
You're right. I don't know. I've never had one, Dan. It's all you. You're the expert so far. I'm gonna follow your lead.
True.
Ifron's asks, what game that is currently out do you think would be the most fun to use the Oculus Rift with? Just all the Leisure Suit Larrys.
Quake.
Quake. Oh god, if you want to, I would vomit watching Quake.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man
With the web.
Yeah, the only good one, the one with the only good web slinging in the entire series.
Mirror's Edge, dude.
Mirror's Edge is
Mirror's
probably
Edge.
the answer.
That would be a really solid one. And pretty much anything with a really, really good range of movement that's not too fast but still feels really fucking fun.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed would be good too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Assassin's Creed would
good.
definitely work. That fits. Just
I
saying.
think honestly, what I'm looking forward to a lot is like racing games where
Yeah.
you can look around in the actual cockpit and have
Project Cars.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if I could play like Gran Turismo with steering wheel, pedals, and then the Oculus Rift where you can actually look around and look out the window and see cars as they're coming up next to you and stuff. I think that would be a pretty incredible use of that technology.
Yeah, Project Cars is putting it in. So it's the first racing game with Rift support.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what they end up doing with it. But yeah, those are all good. Did you see they are making erotic games? There's already one in prototype for the Rift. It's already begun. You knew it was going to happen. But it's
Porn is always on the forefront of technology.
Yep. Porn getting in there. As always.
Is that porn's
It's the only
official
reason the
slogan?
internet exists.
Porn
That's
getting
the
in there.
official slogan.
Porn getting in there since 1840.
It's actually really good. If you make T-shirts, I will buy one.
Balls deep since 1840.
Jesus.
Wow, you'd be sore.
Real grimy too.
Porn finds a way.
Much
Watch
like
6.
love.
Yep. It really does.
The foreskin of technology. That's a good one.
Man.
At Sandraker _ asks, what is one program that everyone should have installed, gamer or no?
Hardware monitor.
Hardware monitor is a good one. That is a good one.
I don't have that installed. Am I gonna die?
Yes.
Yes.
If you die in hardware monitor, do you die in real life?
Die in real life. Yes.
Yes.
You do. Yes, you do. Steam. Steam is not the answer. Flux is a really good one, but that's only in certain situations.
XSplit.
XSplit for Alex, yeah. So it can take over your life, apparently.
The answer is WizMouse.
What?
WizMouse. I've talked about it before, where you can scroll over things that you're hovering over, and you don't have to click on the window itself.
Oh, that is pretty cool. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about like the Apple Magic Mouse or something.
No, no, no.
It's like, fuck
No,
that.
it's
noise.
basically like
God
how scrolling should work in Windows, but it doesn't.
damn. All right.
So you get a program to make it work that way.
ESCA Bitcoin mining launcher. That's a good. That's a good one. High res monitor. Anything that just takes away from your privacy. Is
Like how someone just said Adobe.
it's just anything Adobe.
Adobe Air.
Oh man.
I actually told someone at work on the phone on the help desk the other day. I was like, they're like, why does Adobe Acrobat keep breaking? And I was just like, because Adobe makes pretty shit software. Like, I was just like, they just make really crappy software. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's the only answer I have for you. It just sucks. Display Fusion is a good one, but again, another specialized thing. Because I think
Yeah.
Display Fusion and Flux, if you're not gaming and you just work in front of a computer all day, you should use Flux. Because it will definitely help your eyes. So
Microsoft Xbox Connect is my answer.
I'm going to go with... Modern Warfare 3 is a solid choice.
Yeah,
Everybody
true.
should have that.
Yep.
Also,
The question is, does anybody not have that installed 24/7?
is a favorite that goes to Pornhub considered an application?
That's
or
what
is
I was
that-
gonna say. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Gone Wild pinned to the top of your Reddit. That's for me. That's my favorite program /
It's
add-on.
another good one from the chat. Basically, every toolbar that you see, you should probably download. put on.
You don't.
You can be the screenshot that we had at work of the person with the 1" by 1" Windows Explorer window because they had so many toolbars. It was amazing. All right.
All right. Before we go, I have to real quick. This is actually from the beginning of what we were watching / playing. I don't know if how many of you guys have watched VHS, the first one. I liked some of the shorts. There was one that was really weak.
I didn't watch
I like
it
the
yet.
idea of it. Yeah, it's really good.
I
You
thought
should check
it
it out.
looked actually pretty good. But
It's a cool concept. The second, VHS 2, I went with no expectations, but Nick and I and Sargon, we were watching it the other night. It is fucking phenomenal. VHS 2 is like
really
another
good?
level.
Okay.
Yeah. The third, I think it's the third short by, it's the same director who did The Raid, is one of the most fucking impressive
I haven't
kind
seen
of like
The
found
Raid
footage
yet. I need to
things
see The
ever.
Raid.
Oh, God. Raid's so good. Anyway, check it out. VHS 2, trust me.
So,
You'll like it.
this week, we have many new releases, such as Rise of Triad and Cloudberry Kingdom, that we'll probably see on stream. But Chaz is back once again Thursday. If you did not catch our AMA last week, go watch it on YouTube or on Twitch. Running out of throat here. We are also launching a new stream this week. I will be streaming in what will probably be this week anyway, 2 3-hour streaming sessions on Fridays from now on, because I now have a 4-day work week and I have Fridays off. So I will be streaming and basically doing KBMOD during the day. So that will be happening. And we'll be starting out this Friday with, yes, NASCAR 2013. It's happening. The best playthrough known
You're
to
really
mankind.
kicking off that 4-day work week with a bang.
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
That's
Is
so
this a joke?
America. I love it.
No.
Troll.
No.
Who's doing it? You are?
Yeah, we got gifted NASCAR 2013. I'm not going to not play the career
Jesus.
mode, dude. I am going to be the next Dale Earnhardt.
Oh,
you don't
my God.
understand.
You don't want to. I don't think
Mike's
you want to
so
go down
excited.
that road.
You don't want to be
that-
Dale Earnhardt right now.
Yeah, wow.
That road ends at a brick wall.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Too soon.
That
Too
road ends
soon.
really abruptly and your neck harness doesn't
man.
work at the end of it.
Wow, this is horrible.
Wow.
Too soon? We're not in North Carolina, dude. Come on.
Yeah, it's only too soon below the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. Shit just got real dark. R.I.P. Dale. I bet Trevor was a Dale Earnhardt
Yeah,
fan.
Trevor would kill you for
Yeah,
Nobody fucks with grandma.
that might
or
be
Dale
more
Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt.
R.I.P. So. Yeah.
So check that out on the stream schedule this week. We might start that Tuesday. I don't know. It depends on how long you have to turn left with as to how long I have to play that game. So yeah, that is it. Make sure you follow us here on Twitch and also subscribe to us on YouTube. YouTube.com/KBModGaming, Facebook.com/KBMod, Twitter is @KBModGaming, and you can see all our Twitters if you watch the video underneath everyone's name on the podcast. Make sure you follow all of us. And that is it for episode 103. Thanks, Alex, for coming on once again.
Word.
Gamer Alex.
Gamer Alex, Gamer Dude Alex.
Let's game, dudes.
But that is it. We'll see you next week for 104 and, of course, for all the streams this week. Thanks for coming out.
We're gonna after the cast, we're gonna do Just Cause 2 multiplayer in the KBMod Mumble. I don't know if we'll stream it because I don't know if I'll stream it because I haven't been able to stream that game without crashing. But we will be there, so come join us.
There probably will not be a post show because I need to go to bed because I have an 11.5-hour workday. So
Dan, you need to go munch the box, don't you?
What are you doing? You're doing 412s?
Well, it's 4 10s of actual work. I get an hour lunch, so I mean, but it's not even 10s. It's 4 9.5s. It's fucking weird. But we'll see you guys next week for episode 104. Later.
Later.
Bros.